You want to pray and then we can introduce
We
him?
can pray. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Heavenly Father, thank you, God, for an amazing day today. It's have been amazing for everybody here at the gym. Thank you for having Ashley always so excited about talking about you, God. It's always good to get around her because she is always talking about you. And Justin, God, he had been with us for so many years that we saw him growing up, and seeing him where he is right now in life is a blessing for every single one of us, and to have him as part of our lives and our families. Bless this podcast today, God, because it's going to be amazing. And thanks for dying on the cross of Calvary for us. And thank you for giving us eternal life. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, what's up, Justin?
Hello.
Okay, so for those that don't know, I think we need to start introducing people more, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people know the people, but then some people don't. So to give bigger context, you've been here
13
how long?
years.
13 years,
13 years.
with Coach, and we'll get into the story on how that started. And you were coaching here, and you still coach every now and then, and you're a student, you still train, and you could just tell that your family. Well, everyone's family here, but you could just tell there's a lot of history. And so I don't know what exactly we're going to talk about, so we'll see where God takes us. But yeah, I guess, do you want to start with how you got introduced to AFS, how you met Coach?
Yeah, I could tell you
Start
how that.
there.
So I was always a little scrappy kid growing up. Like I was always like really small, and like people would like pick on me.
Yeah.
But like I never knew if it was like bullying or like for fun. And then my friends and I, we would always wrestle. And then one of my friends, he had started training with one of his friends at another gym down the street. And we started wrestling, and he just started beating me up like bad. And I was like, I don't remember this ever taking place. Like, how'd you get so good? So I was like, you need to like teach me. So he started teaching me like basic combos, like the 1-2 punch, a hook, how to take someone down. And I was like, I need to find my own gym. So I started with the gym he was at. And I walked in there, and my dad took me. And I walked in there, and it just wasn't the vibe.
How old were you?
I was 16.
16. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So, like I said, I was always like one of the smallest kids. I'm telling you, like top 5 smallest kids in my school, just short and small. And so I went to this gym, and I didn't feel like welcome. Like he's like, yeah, this is the gym. This is the ring. And I was like, okay, all right. And so we left, and then we went to another gym down the street, and their prices were ridiculous. And it was like 2 times a week. You can
Yeah.
train here for like, I think it was like $275 a month for 2 times a week, 1 hour.
That was 13 years ago.
That was
13 years
13 years
ago.
ago. Yeah.
Imagine now, yeah.
And then on the way home from there, we're driving through the neighborhood right here, and my dad sees a sign. He's like, "What's Sambo?" I was like, "I don't know." So I look it up, and it said like a Russian martial art, like Russian jiu-jitsu and stuff. I was like, that sounds cool. So we like did a U-turn, and then we walked in, and I remember seeing Coach Franklin at the desk. And my dad talked to him, and Coach is just super welcoming, like, yeah, come in, like, check the class out. Like, you could do a free week trial. And then I think I had started with Gino. I had started with him. I did a strength and conditioning class with him. And instantly I was like, this feels cool. Like, I feel like I got a really good workout. This was right before December. And my dad was like, how'd you feel about that place? And I was like, that place seemed really cool. And he's like, all right, well, for Christmas, that's going to be your present.
Oh.
And I was like, that's awesome. So I signed up right before they went on to winter break, which was like December of 2012 is when I signed up.
Wow.
And I was like, and from then on, that's where the journey started, really. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because I was the smallest kid in my class. I grew up and everybody was like, I am writing something about a kid that was a bully in my school, and I was afraid I used to see the kid and I was freaked out because I was so little and fragile and everything, you know, and hearing you saying that, you know, I was a small kid, it's crazy because God have a plan for everybody, you know, like I wonder how you will do with all those kids now?
No, for real.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool with my like friend relationships. Like
Yeah.
I'm still friends with like a lot of people from like elementary school, middle school, high school. Like I still like keep in contact with them. Like even if we don't talk for years, like I'll come back and like we'll hang out for a couple of like
That's great.
days and stuff. And yeah, like a few of them have come here to try out, and like I've shown them the gym, and a couple of them signed up, a couple of them didn't stay, but it is kind of funny how I'm like now I'm 13 years in and I have my black belt in jiu-jitsu. And you know, it's a funny story. Like I used to tell my dad when I would go home, I was like, oh, I don't really care about the belts. Like the belts don't really mean anything. I used to be like, I just want to get better. Like that was like my main goal. Like I didn't care. I didn't tell myself like the black belt's the goal. I was just
Yeah.
like, I just want to get better and I just don't want to be picked on anymore. So as long as I keep training, like I'll be good. And I started enjoying it, and then he convinced me to do competitions and some fights and everything, and it was fun.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you, like, did you know from the very beginning, like, I need to get my black belt, or
No, not at
what
all.
was the moment that you were like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go get my black belt.
I think when I got my purple, I was like,
Dang. Wait, isn't that right before the black belt?
it's,
No.
it's
Oh no.
white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
So about halfway there, I'm like, okay, I'm already at purple. I've been here consistently.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm coaching now. I'm like, okay, now the belts mean so. Now like
Yeah,
the
skin
gym.
in the game.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I've competed. I'm coaching. Like this is like my lifestyle now, and I feel that's kind of like what the black belt means a little bit. It's like, yeah, you know your technique, you know everything, but like you develop that culture here. Like
Yeah.
You
Well, I was
go-
gonna ask too. Like, 13 years is a long time. What kept you at AFS?
that. It's just, you know, I work the desk, and I always tell people like when they come in here, I don't try to sell them on like our training and everything. I just try to sell them on like the culture we have here. Like
Yeah.
we're just really cool with each other. We're family. Like everybody like wants to support each other. And that's why I didn't feel at the other gyms. Like the other gyms, it just felt like when I walked in there, they were just trying to sell me the class. Like, oh, this is this,
Like
this is
transactional.
this. Like it didn't feel like they had any emotion to a newcomer coming in. But like coach, when I walked in, he's like, welcome in, come in. Like big old smile, this big old dude. And I think at the time you had like the mohawk or something. And I was like, this guy looks scary, but he's like the
nicest guy
the
ever.
nicest guy ever. And then you guys had Arena's dad here as well, and you guys were just taking care of him at the front desk, and it just had that like welcoming vibe.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, that's like a consistent thing you hear, but you can't fake that. And I
It felt
feel-
genuine.
Yeah, and even with every single person that's here, whether they're coaches or students, like you create like this genuine like care for them, like but naturally, it just kind of happens.
Do you know then probably 1% of the people don't feel that
Yeah.
than we all feel right here, because sometimes like I tell people I care so much about you as a person more than you as a martial artist. I really, you know, how many times you see people coming to the front desk like, hey coach, can we talk? And how many places can you go just to do that, you know, because it's sometimes we had that need of
Yeah.
you know, somebody just listen to me for a minute and I will be okay. You know what I
some
mean?
people, don't have that in their life, and you're so willing to always just let's go upstairs. Let's go
Yeah,
upstairs.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
get the therapy session.
No, you know, it's crazy, but like today I have not the greatest, but one of my greatest experience with one of the members. Then, you know, sometimes because whatever life you have, you don't feel like, you know, I belong here or no, and I had this person, and I wanted for the longest time to have a conversation with this person, and today was the day, and it was such a good, you know, to the point where at the end of the conversation I say, promise me that you're gonna read the Bible. I want to give you a Bible. And, okay, and I put something where I want this person to read it, and I say, read from here up, and you will be okay. And it was good because I can feel then it was a need for that. And we need to feel that when we talk to people, because we all need God. We all need, somebody to listen to us. And today was an amazing day for me with that. It was
That's awesome.
great.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Ken, were you
No,
saying?
I said that's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was a kids class. Yeah, it was a kids class where you pulled one of the kids aside after, and you were disciplining. They were messing around or whatever, but you told them something that really stuck with me, and I see it. I see it in all the coaches, which is you told them my goal isn't to make you a better fighter or a better like MMA. That's not my ultimate goal. Like my ultimate goal, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's to make you a better human being. And I was like, dang, and that's so real because most of the conversations that happen off the mat, because you talk on the mat, but not really, I guess energetically, intuitively, whatever, but off the mat in the in-betweens is like where those deep conversations happen. And I hear, whether it's Jay or you or Rena, like everyone's always leading people to be a better person, whatever that may be, whatever season they're in. And that's so beautiful. And I think that's why this gym is blowing up. Because it is. It's crazy.
Then a couple of days ago, I have a conversation with a mom after the gym. I follow them outside and I say, hey, can we talk just for a minute? She said, yeah. And I said, because I was being really tough with her kid on the mat. And she said, yeah. And I explained to her everything. I said, did you notice that your son, probably 6-8 months ago, was crying and was doing that? And I say, do you see how good he is right now? She said, Coach, I was about to tell you that. I am so proud of my kid. He is like a different person now. Thank you very much. And I was like, oh. Like, seriously, she say, I know what you talking about. Don't never feel like you got to explain me anything about what is happening there because I can see it in the way that he is right now. He's a totally different kid. And I was like, oh, that's good.
So, but why? Why do you guys think that happens? Like, from the coach's perspective, and obviously you guys are both students, like, why is it that this literally changes people and how they live their life from a young adult kid to adult?
Then I was telling Justin about this kid. I can say his name because his name is Diego. He used to come here when he was a kid, like probably I showed you guys the picture later. He was probably 6-7 years old. And he went to high school, he went to college, and then he came back. And he started training, and a week later he say, Coach, do you remember me? And I say, no. And he put a picture out when I was coaching him in one of the Naga tournaments in Las Vegas, like 15 years ago. And he was like, I just want to let you know that I won CIF, I went to the States, and I did. He say, and everything because what I learned here. Thank you very much for being. And he started telling me, I almost cried with him. I gave him a big hug because he say, I will never be the man that I am today without being in the gym. Then you never know the impact that you have in somebody if you don't talk to them later on, because it's crazy. I would never.
Yeah.
How many kids are thinking that? How many kids do we influence in a positive way? Then they say, I want my kids to grow up in that place. Like it happens, sometimes here. But for me as a coach, one of the things is being a coach is too difficult. Being an instructor with the people where you want the person to get better in every area of their life is a different story. Because coaches can teach a class, go home. But I think the difference than with us is then, like you say, we really, really care about everybody here. There is not a person then, why do you think a guy is here for freaking 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that too often, Yeah, I have guys here like Big Art, for more than 20 years.
And
before I
you
opened
guys
the gym.
don't live down the street. It's not convenient, but you guys are still committed to this gym.
I just and the good thing is seeing a kid that came here, like Justin said, like, everybody was picking on me because I was the little guy and everything. To have, he's probably gonna say that later, but he's a teacher in a high school, and the person that he grew up to be is like amazing, and
Yeah.
if we influence somebody like Justin and just 1%, 2% of what they are, that's enough for me, to know that there is something or somebody out there doing something good because we had the opportunity to be together and influence each other in whatever way that is, That's great to me. I love it.
What do you think it is?
There's a lot of things. Well, since you mentioned it, me being a teacher, there's a quote that like really stuck with me, and it's like, because we're coaches here, we teach kids and adults. It's just the one thing they say is like every kid's like one caring adult away from success. So it's like
Wow.
like all you need is that one mentor in your life to take you to the next step, and that's what this gym kind of does. Like every coach here, especially Coach Franklin, gave everybody a chance. He like, and that's how I feel too. Like the other gyms, they just saw me as money, but here he saw me as like you were saying, like as a human being, is like someone who could come here and train and get better, and you feel that like when you walk in here, like I've competed and I did have that mindset where like I did want to go pro at one point, but I was like, I just want to get better. Like I'm not even thinking like that anymore. Like I just want to like just improve in life and just get better. And
Yeah.
a lot of that attributed to the gym, like he was saying with the other kids and everything.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you can't fake caring about someone,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my favorite parts of even IE combat, which was my first fight, it was the moments where I was getting like the corner, and then also in between when you're looking at me and like making sure I was okay. And the reason why it's not, I just like, for whatever reason in that moment, it meant so much because two of the people that have been there like the past year for me are now there in that moment. Everything that you've trained up for is for that moment, and win or lose, it was just something so.
It's like that primal feeling, huh? Like
It was. And
Yeah.
I'm like just processing it right now. This is the first time I'm actually saying it out loud. But something about just seeing Coach Franklin and then Jay and then even the people that you train with, it's just it gives you purpose. And I don't know.
Yeah, no,
what
it does.
It's
It's
so,
that sense of achievement.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
One of the things about competing is, and I always tell the kids, like, it's not about winning or losing. It's about winning or learning. You
See,
have
he always has great quotes. Like he always just has wise words.
Yeah, because when you see this, I just love the fight. But there is so many things that you learn from that day.
Sure, for sure.
Oh my goodness!
Like not to kick when I'm on the floor.
like having that trust in people, then
Yes.
it will be with you regardless of what happened that day.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Dude,
I was there
yes.
and I was telling Jay like later on, I say, I never thought I was gonna see actually doing this. Seriously,
Me neither.
because dude, it's so great to see a person that just a year early, not even a year,
Yeah.
walking here with pretty much by accident because somebody told her about us, and then see her right there, and I was reffing the fight and everything, and I was so impressed because it was a tough fight, and I got to the point for a moment that I want to stop. No, heck no, let's do it. I know you have it in you, and dude, it was great. It was probably one of the best things that happened that day, to see a mom coming out to compete. It's something that nobody can take away from
Yeah,
you.
that's pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
That is
I think I've never really shared this in public, but part of my testimony is, and like my son's dad, I almost died because of domestic violence, and that moment was so special to me too. Like seeing my son there, because he almost didn't make it either because he was in my stomach, and just it was like a redemption almost. And then So I had that aspect of it of like, okay, even though it was a tough fight, I made it out alive, you know, and I'm like redeeming that part of it. But then also what you just said is like knowing that win or lose, Coach Franklin or Jay weren't going to be disappointed in me. Like they just wanted me to do my best. And I think that in itself kind of rewired something in my brain too of like healing. I kind of deep. We were talking about this earlier. I feel a lot and I'm deep, but I think even on a scientific level, that happens when you're training. Is like you're rewiring your brain when it comes to. I think we talked about it last time too about digging deep. And when Jay talks about that, I still hear it when I'm doing other things, you know, because when I'm in training, I hear that voice. So then I take that on in other aspects of my life. So I don't know. It's just there's so much to this whole thing, but it's beautiful, and it has to do with the people though.
That's what I like about this sport is like the other sports. I mean, with this sport, like that discipline and that like mentality, like can be used for everything.
Everything.
For everything. I've used it like there's times where I'm like struggling with school or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I was about to get like submitted like 30 times the other day. I was like, if I can do that, if I can get out of that, I can do this. This is nothing.
Yeah.
So I feel like so much more like mentally strong.
Well, that's what the cops talk about, right? That they're able to go out there and go to these intense situations, but because they were in a controlled environment where they're about to be submitted, choked out, and they got out, they're like, oh, I could do this.
I've been kicked by Coach Franklin before.
You know, then going back to the kids, sometimes the parents are tougher to the kids than us when they are competing. And it's sad. It's sad because I always tell the parents, your job is to be a cheerleader, period. Yeah. The rest of the stuff is ours. And I coach the kids and they win and they are excited and everything. They lose the match and then they are concerned about what I am gonna say or if I'm gonna be disappointed or something like that. And I always call the kids apart after the fight and say, hey, this and this happened. We could fix this. We can do this and that. In the next fight, we can do better. I guarantee you. And I always tell them, hey, look at that kid. I want that you never forget the kid because we're going to beat him one of these days. And I give them a hug and everything. And they go to the parents, and the parents are like with these big faces or stuff like that. And it's unfair for the kids because I want the kids to enjoy what they are doing. Do I want them to win? For sure. Every coach wants that. But do I get disappointed they don't win? No, never. There is not a moment in my life that I have a grown up competing or a kid, then at the end of the fight I say, I can't believe this freaking guy just, you know, never.
Yeah.
Because if you had never been in a cage, locked up with the freaking guy that want to take your head off.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah, no, it
You
is.
don't know what is being there. And for a kid to be in front of a kid, knowing that kid want to beat him up, concerned about the kid and concerned about the coach and concerned about what about my dad or my mom. That is so unfair for the kids.
Yeah,
Then,
that's not right.
That's what I try to teach, not just the kid, but the parents. The more difficult people to teach the parents.
That's any sport.
Seriously, it's so hard because, hey, coach, you should do this, or, oh, coach, you know, if I have a parent and train and everything, I listen to them because, you know, maybe they have something, but it's unfair for a parent that never put a foot in the mat.
Has no idea what it's like.
Just being in that mat right there, sometimes it's crazy when you are for the first time in there. Imagine you have all these people watching you competing and being concerned about what my parents are gonna, that's unfair for the kids. And I try to teach that when you have a kid that is brave enough to get in that mat, just that to me is amazing. Yeah. Seriously. I will never say something to a kid that is gonna, because I know what is being there. I know what is having a guy trying to take your head off. I know what all the stuff I experienced that, and that's why I am so, you know, I have compassion for the person that does that, and I just 0.000001% of the humans have been inside one of these cages.
Wow.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And then, if you haven't, and you want to criticize your kid, I want you to get in there first.
Yeah.
Because oh my goodness, it's a feeling like no other. You like you say like you walk there, and we all have that experience, and you are like, what is wrong with me?
No, literally, it's like,
What is wrong?
why am I doing this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at the end,
The best.
it feels so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you know, there is not a way to explain this, then people can understand how amazing this sport is.
Yeah.
It's so good. Then I don't say this because I have the academy, but I think every kid should experience something like this and grow up in something like this because, like you say, you can apply this to the rest of your life in whatever you do.
No, for sure.
Yeah. And I think even from the very beginning, as soon as people walk in the door, you are already pouring into them and teaching them stuff. For example, hey, like if a kid just walks in and then doesn't say hello, which is something that they need to do in the
It's
real
out of
world,
respect.
out of
Yeah.
respect, and for whatever reason they haven't learned that, you're like, hey, say hello when and I love that because there is a high school teacher that every single day that we walked into his class, Mr. Bachelor, shout out, he made us shake his hand, look him in the eye, and say, hello, good morning, my name is Ashley Aguilera. And I'll never forget that. And because that above anything he could teach me knowledge-wise, social skills, respect, all morals, values. Rena, when people forget their little name tag, she's like burpees, consequences. These little things that a lot of kids aren't getting nowadays from their parents. And it's just, I just love that aspect. So I can't wait for Echo to be 5.
And do you know then when you say that to a kid and mom or dad is behind them, it's a lesson for them too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a lesson for them
That's
too.
good.
Because
Talk about it.
yeah, it is so important that the parents know, like, hey, if I go to your house, I better say hi. And that's what I tell the kids. Hey, you're coming to my place.
Yeah, imagine walking
Yeah,
in the home.
yeah.
I don't look at this
Exactly,
person. I just
yeah.
walk to the kitchen, make myself a sandwich.
And I tell the kids, hey, you're in my house. When you come to my house, you say hi to me.
Yeah.
And then the parents sometimes need to learn that because they came the same way. But you see what happened with the last kids that I say that not long ago. Now they came. Hi, coach. Hi, Coach Danny. Hi, Coach Franklin.
Yeah,
hey,
they
Coach.
Yeah, they say everybody's
Yeah.
They
name.
literally,
They say-
it didn't take more than once.
Yeah, and it's good because that will be with them for the rest of their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you break their pattern, like their pattern of just, especially if their parents are with them, that means that they're not being taught that. And so they're just in this pattern of, self-absorbed. And then you break and interrupt it.
Yeah.
It shocks like their brain to be like, wait, what just happened? I just got disciplined. I just got told something. It'll stay with them. Yeah.
No, it's great. Yeah, I love it.
Well, tell us. Well, go ahead. No,
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. What were you going to ask?
no, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. What were you-
Okay, this is kind of like random, but what's up with the whole tsunami thing?
Oh.
I never understood it. I just want to know what that means because Coach Charlie is always talking about that, calling you tsunami. Can I just? I'm just curious.
I think you just got to roll with me to find out,
It's just one way to know.
Yeah, one way to know.
One way to find out.
No, Coach Charlie's awesome. Like he just has the craziest sayings, like the things he just brings up. I love him for that because it really brings a smile. Because like I said, I was always bullied for being small. It's like, what's bigger than a tsunami? Honestly, like
It's the way he says it though that you think he's like setting up to talk about something very serious.
yeah.
No, he talks serious. He's totally serious.
And then all of a sudden he just rips some crazy thing out. I'm like, dude, what?
No, but
It's the best.
I know Coach Charlie for the longest time, and it is so amazing the relationship that I have, not individually with the coaches, but than the coaches have with each other.
Yeah.
Because there's other places and you go and this coach has problem with that one and that
Yeah.
one. No, everybody here, if I hear something in between coach, I call them. What's going on?
Yeah, just get over
We're
it.
a family. We gotta
Let's
fix
figure
it.
out. Let's just
And
figure it out.
it's not too often that happens. But
Yeah.
if that happens, dude, we are not gonna risk anything just for something silly.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I can be tough with the coaches and that, but they know I love them.
Yeah.
Seriously,
No,
there's
yeah, yeah.
for somebody to think that coach like the coach better, stupid. Because seriously, it's like having a family where every kid is different,
Yeah.
and it's like that,
You know, and you show your love to literally everyone.
Yeah.
Like that. It's just I know, at least for me, it's never been like, I wonder, that's his favorite. Like, no, you don't have favorites. You just love everyone, and you treat everybody so equally.
It's something that we then it's a commitment to us. I that's what I tell people is really my responsibility as a Christian to do that. Forget about the gym and everything, but when you have today I talk to a person and I say, do you know why I'm telling you what I am telling you? I say, because I love you. And when I say that, that person was like, what? Like, never expect me to say that. And I get up and give it a hug and I say, I want you to know that there is these two places. We are totally gonna get out of what we are talking about.
Leave
I
it to
say,
Coach.
I just want to tell you that there is these two places. One is called heaven and one is hell. I say, and you're going to one of them. And I say, and because what you just said to me about God and I say, if what I believe is true and I think it's true, I believe it's true. I say, you're not gonna go to heaven. I say, and that will kill me because I want to be in heaven with you. I say, I'm not here to tell you that you nothing. I say, I just want to tell you that I want to rescue you. I want you in heaven with me. I want to grapple you in heaven.
I'm not grapple with you.
and I
We
was,
need that on a T-shirt.
and it was so like it don't expect me to say that, and
Yeah.
I think if that person thought until today that I don't like her like the way that I like or love another person, today she find out that she was wrong.
Yeah.
Then I love her with
Yeah.
all my heart. Because I say, do you know that Fontana is real? It's a real place. He said, you know Rialto is a real place too? He said, that's heaven and hell. They are real. And we're going to go to one of them.
Yeah.
Say, Jesus said, then he's the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody can do it without him. And I say, if you don't know Jesus, I'm sorry, but you're not going to go to heaven.
Yeah.
I say, I want you to meet him. I want to introduce you to...
Grapple with Jesus?
Yeah.
Grapple with Jesus.
Oh, he knows.
That's great.
He knows
Hey,
him for
Jesus will submit us real quick.
But it's such it's a need in my heart to say that. It's
It
something.
literally exudes out of you, Coach.
Yeah, no, literally.
Literally every single day. I promise you, there's not a day that has passed since I've been here, over a year, that you have not talked about God. Like, if I'm around you, you're talking about God. Whether I hear it from across the room, you're on a podcast, no matter what, you're talking about God, and the love of God just pours out of you, and it's and that's what we're called to do as Christians too, is that they will know us by the way that we care and that the way that we love them, not how we're judging them and condemning them and all the things. Like, no,
that is why people run from God.
yeah, you do such a beautiful job at, like, you're honest, like, hey, this is what the Bible says, but before all that, you're already loving them and over loving them, like, you're just, like, the other day, someone that hasn't been coming for a while came in, and it just didn't seem like they were doing too good. I think everyone kind of caught on, but immediately you just went like you welcomed him and hugged him. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but the point is that I think that is so, it's rare for someone that could leave and do whatever's happening and then come back and kind of, you could tell in his face that he needed to be here. And so you embraced him and loved him, and he's been coming back since. And there's correction. And again, I don't know you know what I'm talking about. There's
No, I know.
there's loving correction there, and discipline, father figure, but there's no condemnation. There's no, and that is God. That's God with us. So you literally reflect
Today, that
that.
same person was with his backpack, and he was walking out. And I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I guess I'm going back to class." I turned around and walking.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
I can imagine
Yeah.
that perfectly.
No, I witnessed it. It was great. It was great.
He walked right back in.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm just going right back to class. And he just turned around and
But it's
that's so
not.
good.
I will never, and that's what happened. Not long ago, a kid came in, and I'm telling you, this guy is probably 25, 26 years old, and he came and he said, "I need to talk to you." And he left probably 8 months ago, and he went to see Danny fight, and after the fight, he talked to somebody about whatever they talk about, and then he came and he said, "Coach, I need to talk to you." And he said, "I just want to let you know that you're probably very disappointed with me for the way that I behave." And he started crying seriously, and he said, "There is a person that I never want to disappoint, and it's you. And if I did, forgive me." And he's talking, and I am like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" I say, my friends are my friends regardless of how stupid they are. I'm telling you right now. I say, "You don't know my friend because you're so sharp. You're not that sharp." I love you because you are my friend. I said, the moment that you walk in this place,
Yeah.
and he needed to hear that. He gave me a big hug. He said, "Coach, I needed that because I thought you were disappointed in me." This is a grown-up man telling me, stuff like that. And it's because we don't want to disappoint each other.
Yeah.
We grow in this relationship with, then, you don't lose friends. If you have a friend and that friend go away for whatever reason, it was never your friend. You never lose a genuine, real friend. I have friends, Richard Schiller, Tom Pagano, some of those guys, and they go away for 5 years and they come back, and we
And
just
nothing
continue the
happened, yeah.
conversation that we had before.
Yeah.
And things like that, those friends are forever. And I want to be that friend for my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody sees things like that, but for me, I want to be the friend, then it's a friend for life. Then it doesn't matter if I don't see Justin for a week or a month or a year. He walking here and he is Justin, the
tsunami.
The tsunami.
Careful. You're on high ground.
But that's what I want to create in everybody. Just want to put like infuse in everybody. Then I am not your friend because I need anything from you. I am your friend because I love you, and because that's what you do for friends. Be there for when they need you, and that's the culture that we create in this place.
I
And
got
you
to see
hear
all of it. I said I've got to see all of it.
Yeah.
Like
you see like you mentioned the cops. I have such a good relationship with all these guys, but sometimes I sit and after the class and talk to some of the guys, and it's like
that's the best part right there,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
the
after
talk
party.
after
Yeah.
the talk after the grappling.
I
Yeah,
talk to
yeah.
these guys, and
Okay,
it's
Jordan.
like so good to hear them. Coach, I need this. I needed to be here today. He say, sometimes when I am a little bit out of shape at home, my wife said, "You need to go to the gym." Get out of here. Because he say, some of the guys say, "This is like a detox moment for me. It's a therapy for me." And it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's times where I'll go like a couple months without training,
Mm-hmm.
and like I feel it. Like I'm like I feel like I have like an itch. Like I just like something's on my back. I'm like, I need to go. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, it's therapeutic.
It is.
Yeah, and I also see that's why a lot of people, even that come check out the gym, they'll say like, "Oh, yeah, we were like I was training, I took a break, but I need to come back." Like that I hear that so often. Like, yeah, or I trained even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or even this kid Matthew, he took like a 7-year break, and he's just like, "Yeah, but you know, I'm a teenager now, but I need to get back into it." And I think that's just proof is in the pudding, you know. Like this, it has power in it.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, and say what's funny is like since I've been here for so long, like I'll see those people come back, and like they'll see that I have a black belt now, and they're like, "Man, if I would have just stayed, like I could have been right where you're at."
Yeah.
And I'm like, it feels good to me because I'm like, I stay consistent, I stay disciplined, and maybe they had life events or whatever, but like, you know, it kind of shows you what like you can do here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, what's possible.
what's possible, and it's like. It's cool when they come back and they're the ones that used to beat me up, and now I'm like teaching them how to
No,
beat other
seriously.
people. It's true because like coach would put me with like all the newcomers, like anybody that come in, like I would go with them.
Yeah.
Like all the like the small skinny kids and everything, like I would go with them, and like they would come back and they grew like to 6'3", 250 pounds, and I'll beat them up, and it's like, and it's cool now because it's like that's what I've been training here for.
Yeah,
you know?
and even that, like you said, it shows them like what's possible if you stay consistent, you stay committed. What's one of your like favorite things that you got to see growing up at AFS,
The best thing I had to see.
or like just one of your favorite memories or something?
Well, AFS was my first job, so
That's
like
so
first
cool.
official job. Like I've done like little like tutoring jobs on the side or like
Yeah.
yard work for people, but like a consistent like I come here like I kind of like clock in, like
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
paid for it and stuff. So like that was my first experience like actually like working like something like where I get to like coach people and everything. And I'm telling you, those first like couple months of like being in here, coach just threw me in there and he's like, "This is the class you're gonna teach." And I'm like, okay. Like first day went so bad. Like I had some parents yelling at me like, "You don't know what you're doing" and stuff like that. But like I had trained here for like I think 4 years beforehand. I think I was a blue belt when I started, but I've grown. Like I mean, I teach now. Like
Yeah.
it's like literally my job now. It's like my career. Like I
Yeah.
teach, and it has taught me so much. So I get like belt promotions to me are like some of the coolest things when you see like people progress. It's like
Yeah.
Oh yes.
because I've been there too. It's like I was like I said, I used to not care about the belts. I used to like sit there and be like, I just want to get better. And seeing that in other people is like probably the coolest thing.
Yeah, seeing like the evolution.
The evolution of people, yeah. Like Danny, for example. Like we used to be training partners. We were blue belts together. He left for a little bit. I became a purple belt. Then I became a brown belt. And then I think he started coming around that time, like when that transition from purple to brown. And we were like iron sharpening iron.
Yeah.
And it took a while for him to get back to that point. But like just seeing him come back and now he's a black belt. And it's like, that's just like one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
And you know, another thing is, people get excited when somebody doing good. Here, seriously, it's like, say sometimes when Justin came up, we don't have him that often anymore. And then I made sure that he rolled with Danny. I made sure that he, you know, they stuff like that because it's whatever he is doing good, Danny is proud of him, and whatever Danny is doing good, Justin is proud of him. And like
It's like a
Yeah.
genuine like
Yeah.
yeah.
you don't see that, you know, you see guys like I want to
Not
beat you up, or
yeah,
you know,
they're
I'm
not
I'm a
competitive.
better black belt than you, and
Yeah.
and it's not like that. It's like these guys go as hard as they can, and they roll, and at the end, you know, they talk about you should do this or you should. It's not like that to help each other. There is never a moment where I see Danny walking mad out or Justin because they got submitted or
I
something.
don't think
It's
I've
like,
ever seen anybody like mad at each other.
No.
Like even off the mat.
Yeah.
Like there's no bad.
Well, the funny thing with like me and
Physical
Danny
vibes.
is like I feel like we've had like two different lives.
mhm.
But like when we come here, we're like
Wow. Yeah.
some of the
Yeah.
best friends. Like
Yeah.
we don't really hang out as much like outside of the gym, but like when we come here, it's like that's my guy right there. And it's like we came from two different lifestyles.
This is good because this is what I wanted to talk about. Low key is the fact that there's so many people that come in from different walks of life, but when they come here, like you'll never guess what that person does or what
Oh,
they go
no.
through, right? But in that moment, there's just like this instant respect and like just humility with each other. What were you
I was gonna say, well, when I had my wife train here, she used to go with Francisco, the Padilla, and she used to think he was like super scary. Like she's like, I don't want to roll with him, and he like helped her out. and was, like-
Padilla?
yeah, Padilla.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, he just looked mean, like looked scary, and then he helped her out, and they grappled, and she was like, he was so nice.
Yeah, yeah,
He was so
people
nice.
can look so intimidating,
Yeah.
but then you open their mouths like, oh, like the police are probably some of the nicest people I've ever met. Like, and they're real and they're genuine. Like I know because some people whatever can say what they say, but I'm telling you on the mat where they're just them, no uniform, and they're free to just be them. They're so
Yeah, all the
genuine.
ego goes out the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the ego goes out.
You need to see it in that man and talk to a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see the real life of them. You know that they are human and struggle with everything that you struggle in life. Then they have a job, then they got to do, then it's a responsibility. But deep in their heart, they are humans and love people like the way that we do. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, these guys are my brothers too. You know,
And you feel that here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I love these guys.
Well, even
No,
new
but-
people that come, like
Yeah.
they get on the mat for the first time, and you're like, "What's your name?" And then like they'll tell your name, and you're like, "Well, welcome." Everybody claps, and like
Yeah.
you just introduce them to our world.
Yeah, Danny has like this joke where I say like, well, yeah, when I first came, like Jay made me feel so comfortable, whatever, and he's like, well, yeah, of course he did, but no, like for real, this is how he treats every single person. Where the first conversation, I was all like scared, and he's like, so what'd you guys do this weekend? And like he's talking about, of course, talking about food. Like, oh yeah, tacos, whatever. We were talking about food. That was our first conversation, and but I remember like my guard going down, like, and I see that he does that with everybody. And
Jay's
that's
so positive. Like,
Yeah.
you just need those people in your life, and you come into from the world, whatever people are dealing with, and you come in because in that season had just lost my job, so I was like stressed, and to just have a place where people are look at you in the eyes, like they care about you, they ask about your day, like I was like, wow, this is so beautiful, like it's just a safe place to be at.
I mentioned this. I don't know if I don't think I said this in the podcast, but in the front desk, the other day we went to a funeral, one of the cops, and I don't even remember what the pastor said but I remember everything that his friends said. Like
that's deep.
everybody says about this kid, and it was so good. Like this kid was like this amazing human being. He was, according to his friends, I feel like I knew the guy. I met him a couple of times, but I feel like I knew this guy my whole life. The things that they say about him, what an amazing human being was, and I was like thinking at that moment, like, that is new, then they feel that way for him. Did you guys ever say to him that? And I was sitting next to Jay, and I was like, I never say that to Jay, how important he is in my life. I never said that to Justin. Now, do we know that we care about each other? Yeah. But sometimes we need to tell people, like before, don't say that kind of stuff when I'm dead, because
I'm not,
Yeah.
I'll be with Jesus.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
yeah. You know, it's so important then you know that my friendship for you is real, and then you can come with me anytime. Call me at 3:00 in the morning, and I would freaking get up and go to see where you are.
When you told me that, I literally called a couple of my friends the next
Yeah.
day. I was
Did
like,
you really?
Yeah, I did. I was like, just to like check up on them to see how they were doing and everything. I was like, that really stuck with me. I was
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because, dude, don't talk good about me when I'm dead. Let's be friends. Let's enjoy being friends, and I want people to know that hey, you can count on me anytime. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. I don't say this just to say it. You know that anytime that you need me, I'm here. You know, I always tell people that because it's easy to say that, but do you really feel that way? And I do. And I want my friends to know that I give my life for you guys. Seriously, I'm not kidding you. when I called you my friend, you are my friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are the things then I I want everybody to know. Then, hey, if you walk in this gym and you become part of this family, it's like I feel like Justin is one of my kids. Seriously, that's how I see it. Like
Yeah.
Danny,
Yeah.
Danny is the same. You know, we saw things like we saw Danny growing up here, like from being this teenager to being the man that he's now,
Yeah.
and Jay the same. I met Jay when he was a very young man, like, and Jay had been with me for 20 years,
That's crazy.
Hey, we
and
all started when we were 16.
yeah,
Wow.
and then for me to
Mike,
to
Jay.
to say, oh, this is
Mike too.
Mike,
Mike, Jay, Danny,
Mike.
us, we all
We're gonna
started.
get Mike on the pod. Can you imagine?
Dude, I'm
I'll be
telling
there.
you, Mike. Oh, Mike is like,
Oh, that'd be funny.
I feel all you guys like, but Mike is this damn kid that I love with all of my heart. Seriously, I saw this guy like, and you know, look at how crazy is Mike walking here with his daughters,
Mm-hmm.
and those two little girls come
Yeah.
and they
they
hug you like,
so.
and they are like, Mike is such a good dad. Oh my goodness.
He
He
is.
is, yeah,
He's
he
a
really
great
is.
father,
He's a
and
great
and
guy.
I love seeing that because I tell people I feel like those little girls are my granddaughters. That's how I see these little girls. Like it's so crazy because it's just part of my family.
Yeah, I wanted to say too that like at your wedding and even at Andrew's, just looking at you and Rena, the way just you could tell that this was like you guys are family. And I was just thinking like, dang, they saw both of these like kids go through years of experience and like that in itself, like how many people can say that they have people outside their family that they saw that they had them there growing up and now they're at the wedding and two when you were giving Danny his black belt, I didn't know I was gonna cry. I mean, I cry. I cry easily, but when I tell you, God sometimes gives me like almost like a download and like a bunch of memories that I didn't experience, but it's like as if I did. And when you were giving him his black belt, I I had like this like revelation of like wow, like most people can think that have no idea about MMA that oh someone has a black belt like look, it's like egotistical, but that was the most humble moment I ever saw like Danny being. It was a full humility and like respect like to you and in my head or God gave me a vision of just the whole journey of Danny with you and like that black belt represented way more than submissions, way more than like it
That's what I was
was
saying,
right.
yeah.
Is that because I mean obviously I'm not a black belt and I don't I'm still learning even the belts, but I was like wow that is just something so indescribable that people need to experience to have that type of relationship with someone that could take you from point A to point Z and it's more than just technical stuff. It's spiritual.
It's because I think sometimes if I am doing something for Justin and I know I can get something back from him, then that probably is not gonna mean so much to him or to me.
Yeah.
But when you are doing things because it's the right thing to do, then it doesn't matter if I never get a thank you from Danny. It was the journey that he had for that belt what really make this really special because it was a journey. I can tell you his belt was special too. It's like you say, it's two different
Yeah, two different. Yeah, it's
lifestyles.
two different
Journal.
lifestyles. Yeah.
But how many people can say then grow up the way that he did
Yeah.
and that's where he is right now? I never forget the day that one day that Danny walked. But we got to talk about him because we love him. He walked to the front desk and he was crying, and he said, "Coach, today so and so told me that when they grow up they want to be like me." And I
Dang.
never thought anybody was gonna say that about me.
That's crazy.
Oh, hmm?
Yeah, knowing his backstory, that's like that probably meant the world to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
Healing.
oh my
Yeah.
goodness, I was like, I say, dude, this is part of being real and giving the people everything you have.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yeah, I promise you, I never thought somebody wanted to be like me. And
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
telling
my
you, it will
goodness.
be a lot of people that didn't want to be like him because it's not what you start, but what you end.
Yeah.
You know, that journey that he's having is tougher than yours.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult than a lot of us, you know. And I have conversation with him many times, and he say, "You got to see how I grow up, how I, you know." And but every story means something special.
I actually just had a student ask me, like, why'd you become a teacher? And he's like, what? Oh, he asked me that. And then he asked me, what's your favorite part of being a teacher? And I was like, that's a good question. Like, no one's ever asked me that. And I was like, honestly, like, I just like watching you guys grow as individuals. And like, he was like, I've never heard a teacher say that before. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, you care about this that much? I was like, yeah. Like, I mean, like, I want you guys to like get better, learn, and become good human beings. And he was like, that's awesome, Mr. Brock. You're like
Yeah.
the coolest teacher I've ever had. I was like,
Wow.
You know what? But, okay, you had a good relationship with your parents, right? From what
I did,
from,
yes,
from
yes.
my understanding,
Yes.
they were there, both parents were there,
Mhm.
married, and same with you, right? You have nothing but great things to say, and that's really important because what you guys are now pouring into these kids that maybe didn't have that. Because when I sat down with Danny's mom, she said on the podcast that when he was 9, this is when the dad had left and stuff, she heard Danny screaming. He's 9 years old, 8, 9 years old in the bathtub. He's like, "Mom, mom," and then she ran over there and said, like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Oh, you didn't leave?" And then, yes. And she's like, "No, what do you mean? Like, you're not going to leave?" "No, why would I leave?" "Because dad left." And I just started like crying. I was like, oh my gosh, because I just imagine a little 8-year-old Danny. You know, that was like a belief that people were always going to leave him. And so seeing that and then remembering like that moment in the black belt, like I know if anybody were to ask Danny, like, hey, would Coach Franklin ever leave you or betray you or walk away from you? He'd be like, oh, you're tripping.
Yeah.
Like he would say, like, no. So that's crazy when you really think about that, Coach. Like you guys are being like father figures, and I guess it obviously hit me too, like with Echo and stuff. And it's just like that you guys are doing God's work, So, but isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. When I heard that, I was like, oh man, took me out. But yeah. So thank you guys because you guys are doing, you guys are really being those father figures for the young.
And the good thing is like we are passing this to the next generation because Justin is the next generation for me, and hopefully he can do the same in whatever he's doing right now to the next generation too, because we can't just and you and I had this conversation before. Sometimes people say, when are you gonna retire? When are you gonna stop teaching and stuff? And I want to do that when I have somebody here that I know is gonna keep doing what we're doing, because I'm afraid to do that. And Jay is amazing and Danny's amazing, and I know they, but is that gonna keep going? Is the change gonna go like that for forever, or I can't risk that kind of stuff?
Yeah, makes sense.
Because hearing you saying that, and these kids say I never hear anybody saying that. That is so good because I don't remember having a person other than my dad that was amazing, caring for me the way that we care for people.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it means so much for me, because I never experienced that from anybody. I never experienced somebody caring about me.
Well, how does it look on your perspective when you give out a black belt and stuff like that? Like,
Yeah.
because I mean, we're the ones that are receiving it, but like, you're the one that's
I
like, how does that? Like, what does that mean to you?
a lot.
That's a good question.
Let me tell you why a lot. Because
Because it's very hard to get a black belt for people that don't know.
because if you ask my coach if he ever thought of me having what I have here, he probably say no. Because he have big expectation for other guys.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a kid that I have a good relationship with him because in a way I help him try to mold him as a better human being, Joe Stevenson. And I saw him growing up from 12, 13 years old to now he's a grandpa. And it was so good for me to see this kid growing up. And it was so painful sometimes to see that he was struggling with things. And because we lost for a while this relationship, not that we were mad at each other, not, but because he moved away and we don't have this closeness that we had before. I hear things about what was happening with him and it really hurt me. But it means so much to me because this was made at home. What we are doing right now, I became a black belt, and everything that is happening is because God has been the center of everything, and because the culture that we are creating is unique. This is not, we don't give black belts to just because you came a lot to the gym or because you came 4 times a week. No. I had one of my students one day telling me, why is this guy still a 4-stripe blue belt, white belt? I say, because he's a 4-stripe with white belt.
Yeah.
And he say, no. He went to my gym and he beat up all my blue belts and purple belts. You got to get him the blue belt. It feels so good. It feels so good. And I say, wow, this is another coach telling me that I am being tough on the kids instead of, the
Just
guy.
finding it out.
Then when I remember one day having a conversation with Jim LaBelle. Jim LaBelle was a really good friend of mine. And I was in his house with my daughter. And I was asking him that about, what it means to you to have. He said, do you know, then after I die, I know that every time that you teach a leg lock or you're teaching something that I taught you, then it came from this lineage down. And he said, and I
really cool.
was like, I wish I had that relationship with my coach.
Yeah.
You saw Carol Mayhew coming the other day. Is one of my coaches, and that guy is like amazing. But there was something about one of my coaches. Then I was never that person that I want him to be. Like I want Justin to be the best in whatever he does. And I never felt that from my coach. To the point that I was a purple belt teaching classes where I have black belts and brown belts in the class. And I was teaching the class. And I was like, this is not right. Something is wrong here. Why I am teaching this class where I have black belts in the class and I roll with them and I beat them up. And I still a purple belt. But I never disrespect my coach and tell him, dude, you should give me the black belt. I'd never ask for anything. I want to prove to you I'm going to beat everybody that you put in front of me and until you be forced to give me. Giving a black belt to one of my students is so good because it's like an extension of me. Dude.
That's really cool.
It is just like, seriously, it's not like, oh, I just want, no. I feel like I am expanding myself in many different directions and with people that I really love. I
Yeah,
love.
it's not just another name on a
Yes.
certificate.
Yeah,
It's someone that you
and
love.
that's how important. It's, and now we keep throwing Danny in the conversation. My
Danny's
goodness,
gonna love this.
my
Oh, he
goodness,
loves when we talk about it.
my goodness. For me to have this kid, and I had conversation with him that you guys probably never hear about it, but where he opened his heart to me and said things that, my goodness, I was blessed having the father that I had. I was, because some of these kids grow up without that, and sometimes I don't want to take anybody's place, but sometimes he felt like in me that person that he missed for the longest time. And he is, I sometimes I get mad at these kids and stuff like that for whatever they do, but I love these guys with everything, and he is one of these kids that I know one day he will be talking to his kids and telling them that somebody believe in him. Mhm.
That's great. I mean, that's what you feel here at
Yeah.
AFS.
No, that yeah. It's seeing like it's gonna be a time, and Rena and I talked about this. We're like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. Like one day we're gonna see Danny's kids walking into this gym. You know, everybody, you're gonna have hopefully more puppies and kids.
And kids, no, for
This year.
sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing, and it's gonna be so beautiful to see because, like you said, it's an extension of you as far as like black belts, but even the generations here, they're an extension of what this culture is, and we're praying that they take it out into the world. But when you think of even Zachariah and Felix, Zachariah.
I was about to say something about these kids. Seriously,
Yeah, they're growing up here, and I've only seen a year of it, and I already see so much growth in Zachariah. Or like the first, I was like Zachariah, and now it's like, forget he's here sometimes because he's being, he's just growing so much, and he's just being so disciplined. I'm like, that's part of, like how they say it takes a village. It's everyone pouring into Zachariah, pouring into Felix, and now they're gonna go out and.
and it's so interesting because when we are coaching, and I always have more coaching than what I need in every class if I can, and Francisco is in the same class, and Felix is in the class, and Francisco never deal with his kid. He let me deal with him. And sometimes I call him out and I just get serious on him and everything. Francisco act like nothing's happened. He don't even look at me. And I talk to him and everything. And then I call Francisco after the, hey, Francisco. He say, you don't even to tell me nothing.
That level of trust.
Yeah. He say, no, thank you for doing that. And I am like, it's so good because not just for the relationship that I have with Francisco, because he's like my little brother, but when a parent can see if he discipline one of his coaches' kid that way, I'm okay him disciplining my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
Because
trusts you.
because if I don't, if Felix is doing something and we let him do everything, they're gonna say, yeah, because of the coach's kid. Oh no, I'm exactly the same way with every kid.
Yep, yep,
I
yep.
love you and I want you. And then after class, I call. Every time that I discipline a kid, after the class, I call them. Say, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know why? And at the end, I give them a hug or something, but I say, I just want the best for you. I know you can be better. Don't let me down. I want you. I know you're better. I know you can
I love
do
hearing
it.
that. I'm in the office trying to mind my business, but I'm like,
Then it motivate them to,
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
coach, believe in me.
Yeah.
Coach.
And it gives them a reason why, because like some kids will get in trouble, but they don't even know why they got in trouble.
yeah.
But then now you're telling them, this is why I did it, and this is why you got in trouble.
Yeah, that's great.
This was a really good podcast.
Yeah, it was good.
This was.
Thank you for
wholesome.
everything. Actually, you always help us so much with this because it's everything is, we do it with love. You know what I mean? This is not about anything else but other than let people know that, hey, we just we don't say just that we are a family. No, we are a family here.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I'm telling
The
you,
F and
like,
the F and AFS stands for
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
no, seriously.
No, it is. For sure.
I can tell you that every person that walked through that door is special in my heart.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't say it to them, but
But we all feel it. We all
Yeah.
feel it for
We-
sure.
we need. Like, I'm glad you did what you did with
Yeah,
your
that's
friends
really
and calling
cool.
your friends.
I gotta call
Yeah,
some
no,
people.
literally, like I was like, I gotta call some people that I haven't talked to in a while.
No,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Because we need to let people know that,
Yeah.
and sometimes people need to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Forget about. I was teaching a Bible study probably 20 years ago, and at the end of the class, I see a lady crying, and then I when we were walking out, I say, "Are you okay?" And she say, "Yeah." She say, "I had the toughest day of my life today," and you just say something, and then I needed to hear it, and I don't even remember what the Bible study was, or the, and I say, "Really?" She say, "Yeah." You say, "Then God is in control," and I needed to hear that because I thought He didn't care about me. Oh, and as you know, sometimes people need to know it. Then you care about them, and you care about them, and then you love them. Then hey, you can count on me.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people is like, people go and drink and stuff like that, and I tell them, "Hey, Dami, don't drive when
Yeah.
you're drunk. Call me.
Yeah.
I don't care what time. I will go and pick you up wherever you are, but don't risk your life or somebody else's life. I will go and they think I'm joking and stuff like that, but seriously, there are so many people getting hurt just because of that. Then I want you guys to know that you can count on me anytime. Hey, you need help.
Yeah. No,
That's
Coach,
why we're
I
here.
feel that, and I came to you with something the other day, and I'm grateful that I feel safe enough, and I know that. Yeah, you love me. Like I know you love me as a daughter. You want the best for all of us. And I was actually thinking today too, and I was working like how grateful. And I was gonna tell Rena, and I didn't, but that how grateful that I get to work here, and you guys trust me to let me kind of do what God is telling me to do, whether it's projects or ideas or events, and it's just beautiful that you guys have offered this place for you guys create this space for not just MMA but just in general, like even with Jay and his videos, like you guys foster creativity, and I don't know, I just that's so beautiful to me, and I love you, and I love doing this. Yeah, this isn't even work, or
Yes.
we're
You know what I
just
tell
we're just
people?
hanging out.
You know,
We would have had this conversation in the office if the camera wasn't here.
Regardless, yeah.
You know what is funny? Then sometimes people ask me, "What do you do for a living?" I feel so bad.
I go with my
I don't
friends.
do nothing. I just play with my friends. I just grab on my friends. Because seriously, we are so
That's
blessed
what we do.
to just be around the people that we love.
Literally.
Yeah.
There is people that get up in the morning and they hate their
Yeah,
jobs.
Yeah.
And we just go to a place that everybody loves, you know, and I'm grateful for you guys, seriously, for everybody then in one way or another one influenced my life too, because you guys sometimes do things for me that you guys don't even know you do. You know, like for me to be your coach or to, you know, be your boss, if you can say that, is great because I have the people that I love around me. I have the people that I trust around me. I know I can count on everybody that I have working with for me, and it's great. I
Yeah,
love you
Coach.
guys.
You're a whole coach, father figure, mentor, boss, all in one for me.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
I love that.
Thanks, Justin.
No problem.
This was really
This
good.
was
really
This
good,
is one
yeah.
of my favorite podcasts.
Honestly, yeah. I'm
That's
not
awesome.
gonna
That's
lie.
great to
I was
hear. Let's
thinking
go.
that, but it was really good. Really good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it.
Are we
Yeah,
done?
well, I just want to say I appreciate both you guys for letting me be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it, and
Got any
we gotta
part
do
two?
one later on with all the coaches.
Yeah,
you know,
we
that
just
would
gotta,
be
we
good.
just gotta
Full
get like
coach
more
podcast,
couches,
yeah.
more chairs, and just like
Yeah.
all
We can put a
pull up,
microphone
post up.
just for everybody, like, and do something like that. It would be good.
That'd be
because
awesome.
Yeah.
Having Charlie explaining the tsunami story to him, because I think he's hiding something from
Yeah, I
us.
think there's more to the story. Come on, Charlie, let us know. All right,
But, yeah.
guys. Well, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Come try. Like I said, the other day someone came because they heard we said at the end of the podcast that there's a free trial, and he's actually training right now. You know who you are if you're watching this. So if you need to come try the free week, come. Just
experience
walk
the
in. Just walk
culture.
in.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for this moment. Thank you for this amazing podcast with Justin and Ashley. This is one of my favorite times of the day when I have the opportunity to see with people that I love and just talk about everything that you have done for us, God. Bless this place, these families, and hopefully we have the opportunity to see it with all the coaches. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen.